Guys, welcome to Pharma Tree and also to Pharma Career Talk second episode. Today we are going to meet Mr. Amresh Harpad, a person with best career experience in PV and pharmacy practice. Mr. Amresh, after finishing his SSLC and PUC in Dharwad, later after an year of taking drop to be a veterinarian, he finally entered B.Pharm course in 2013. He was an all-rounder excellent B.Pharm student with good achievements in sports, cultural activities and academics in KLE College of Pharmacy, Hubli. His well-being extracurricular activities in college motivated him and boosted his confidence in his future. Sir has awarded Best Outgoing Student Award from Dr. C.K. Kokate in 2017. Later, he qualified GPAT and also qualified NIPER exams. Then chose Master of Pharmacy course in Pharmacy Practice Department in Nitte University, Mangalore. He also gave good experience in research and researched on antibiotic resistance pattern in middle ear infection. Hi sir, welcome to Pharma Tree's Pharma Career Talk series. Sir, can you introduce yourself with our viewers about your schooling, UG and PG and your current designation?
Yes, my name is Amresh Adapad, and I have finished my B.Pharm, M.Pharm, and I have worked as a direct safety associate, and I'll be working as a medical services analyst in the coming days. So this is my a small brief introduction. In the coming days, there are lots of opportunities in the pharma background. So I can explain based on the questions you can ask.
So, how did you enter B Pharma course? Are you from pharmacy background?
No, I mean it was not by choice. Since I wanted to, each and every individual in Karnataka, I think many of the people used to dream about MBBS or any medical field. So after second PU, I wasted one more year since I wanted to be a veterinary doctor. But after that, one year gap I took for the CT, but still that didn't happen. So luckily, fortunately, I entered into B.Pharm. So that's how my journey started in B.Pharmacy. It was not by choice; it was sudden plan.
Okay. So, why did you choose pharmacy practice as your M.Pharm branch? Like, what motivated you to do that?
Yeah, actually, I was a GPAT qualifier, and I wanted to become. I wanted to do post baccalaureate PharmD. But unfortunately, that particular year, I got to know that that stipend won't be available for the post baccalaureate PharmD people. So the
Okay.
similar background was when I was doing B.Pharm. That time I was thinking about doing pharmacology as an M.Pharm
Okay.
medicine. But most of the people are doing the same thing. But there is a scope, but still, what will happen if there will be a more rush into the course. So I thought, my own interest was in the medicines and more hospital setting kind of thing. So interventions kind of thing. So I
Okay.
wanted to be a PharmD, and then I shifted to pharmacy practice since there was no stipend available for the post baccalaureate. So then I entered pharmacy practice, and it was a really good experience for me.
Okay. What was your research topic on which you worked in your M.Pharm? Can you tell about that project in brief?
Yeah, before coming to that project matter, I will tell why I have chosen that particular topic.
Okay.
Before choosing it, when I was in first M.Pharm, I went for a tooth extraction, so wisdom teeth extraction. So that day they had removed two of my teeth. So after that, they gave me medicines, antibiotics, just as a precaution. But after 2 to 3 days, that severity didn't go. I mean, the pain was still there. So I thought maybe my antibiotic is not working on me properly. So then I was like that. But the next month only, we were about to choose the project for our master in pharmacy. So I thought, why can't I choose the antibiotic resistant pattern as a
Okay.
project? So then I approached my project, this one guide and co-guide So they approached me, and then I went for ENT department. My project was antibiotic resistant pattern in medullary infection.
Okay.
So then that particular concept went on it was pretty good in the 1,500 bedded hospital. So you'll get so many patients and so many exposure about the laboratory details as well. So I got a good exposure in the hospital as well.
Okay. So, how was your research topic?
Yeah, it was quite good. I was not doing anything in the patients specifically. Mine was basically on the concept of laboratory findings. So the resistant pattern, which is susceptible and which is resistance. So most of the this will become a huge impact in the community because most of the people are unaware. They will be considering antibiotic as just as a paracetamol. So only when we get a fever, that time we have to take, and then later we have to neglect it. So that is not the point I wanted to prove. So I have made a clear impact on that one, but I couldn't publish that yet because since the campus interview and the job shifting, so I couldn't publish that one. Hopefully in the coming days I will publish that as well because most of the recent higher generation antibiotics are also resistant to most of the youngsters. So that is the horrific thing.
Good, sir. Can you say how can someone select a research topic? I know it's a bit complex question, but how can you give any tips on that? How to choose it?
Yeah, yeah. Just like I told, mine was never considered a concept based on how other will advise you. It is based on your own instincts. Like for example, you'll be seeing from the since from the beginning, since from the day you get realize that what is medicine in this world. I mean, just for sake, it is the third standard or fourth standard. You will be taking medicine, or if any cough, people will be. I mean, doctors will be prescribing, and you will be taking. Since from the day it will be there in your head what to consider. When it comes to the project concept, it will always there be in your mind, but you just have to go for it. And just like I told, I went for tooth extraction, and my tooth didn't heal for like after
Okay.
2 to 3 days. I was like, I got confused whether that antibiotic is working on me or not. So that was my instinct. So I wanted to know more about that, and then I started to work
Okay.
on that particular concept. So that made as my
That's a
one of
very
the
good,
project.
sir. And can you say about your current working profession as drug safety associate? Can you briefly explain your role in it?
Yeah, it is
Okay.
pharmacovigilance based on since in the other countries most of the people are reporting the events. Just for example, suppose say you are talking with me right now, and suppose in the morning you have experienced some other stuff and vomiting kind of thing, and you have taken any other drug for that one, and you have experienced some other thing. I mean, you are feeling nausea or
Okay.
drowsiness right now, so you will not report to the any people in this India, but in the other countries they will report, and it will become an one particular case, and that particular drug will be under the screening. So we will take out the such incidents, and we will since from the beginning the what was the patient's medical history, what was the age when that particular thing happened. So what are the other alternative interventions, medications you have taken, whether that particular drug is in directly relationship with the event or not. So many things will be happening, and we will enter all the things and make a one proper narrative thing. I mean, like how we used to do
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
essay writing and all. So we will submit it to the next medical review field, and then it will go to clients, and they will submit it to like regulatory authorities.
Okay. Sir, how did you enter into drug safety associate? Like, what was the process and how was your interview?
It was quite good. In my particularly personally, we had a
Okay.
campus interview in my college and the master in pharmacy. It was quite good. And initially, it was they will segregate a few people based on the branches. I mean, they were considering the
Okay.
pharmaceutics background as well, pharmacy chemistry, pharmacy practice, pharmacology, regulatory. Those people were also in the pharmacovigilance field. They wanted to enter this field. So there was more than 60-80 members for the interview, including if you excluding BPharm candidates. So including them, it was like around
Okay.
180 members. Initially they will take some medical, your skillful test. I mean, any logical writings or anything, they will take a test, and after that there will be a essay rating. They will ask you to write something. I mean, they will check your grammatical mistakes or anything like that, like how you will approach the thing. For example, they will ask you how your BPharm, how you entered into MPharm, or how you entered to BPharm, just like how you asked me question. So same thing, we have to write it and provide it to them. So after that there will be HR round. After that, there will be a main HR round. It was like that for me, and I don't know like after like what all will happen to other people. That was the process. And if you are experienced candidate after 1 year or 2 year, there will be a lot of opportunities. You can apply directly to the companies as well, and also through the references. It is better to go through the references, since you will be going into the second step directly.
Okay.
I can say.
That's a good one, sir. Can you share a few important interview questions you have gone through?
Yeah, most of the interview, those things are not apart from what we are studying. Only thing is very important in interview is your basic knowledge is very important. Apart from that, most of the people will be
Okay.
mug up the things. That is not the good thing to good practice to attend an interview, and you have to be confident. Like everyone will say confident. What is that confidence thing? It have to be like you should not be scared about the person who is taking your interview, and you should not be so much nervous about. I can understand there will be a like little nervous feel will be there, but still you have to treat as if they are your seniors, and nothing else. In the corporate world, there is no senior junior, like only in the post will be there. Once you are into the corporate field, you will be like you are talking with me like a sir. Then once you are into corporate field, you can directly call me as like Amresh, can you do that? So it is like that. So you don't need to fear about that thing. So I'm not saying like you should have some respect, but at the same time it should not be too scary for you, and you should have all the knowledge regarding that particular. You should before going to any interview, you should know what interview you are going to do. I mean, the job description. Just for sake, it is a drug safety associate. You have to prepare for what is pharmacovigilance, what all the things it will be coming into the practice. GVP model 6.
Okay.
Good vigilance practice. So GCP, if you are going into clinical practice, any clinical data, kind of job, you have to look into GCP modules, good clinical practice. So if you are going to aesthetics, you have to go for GMP practice. I mean, GMP, what are the regulations? The main regulations, you have to go into that one. So based on you can prepare your interview based on the job description you are going to present. So then you can confidently you can answer what you have prepared. It is not like tomorrow is the interview, and the day before that night you will sit and study for that. No, you have to have that proper knowledge, and you have to struggle for it. Then only you will get that confidence. Otherwise, you cannot blindly say anything in the interview. You might get lucky for the first time, but it will not happen every time. Every day is not a Sunday. So yeah.
So, how are you feeling about being a drug safety associate? Is it stressful or you're feeling enjoyable? Means job satisfactory?
Uh, Job satisfactory. Yeah, I mean it depends on how you will consider. Like for example, the person since from the beginning he'll be dying to work as in work in a hospital setting, or who wants to deal with the drugs and all things. So those kind of people will be more excited about this job. But the people who are into production, or like manufacturing unit, or those people of kind of people by mistakenly, or like since there is a so much scope and they want to rush into this pharmacovigilance, so then they will end up they'll be thinking like we cannot do that, or it will be so burden for them, because they are unaware of such thoughts, because they are from pharmaceutics background. But I'm not saying anything like that pharmaceutical people can't enter the field. Everyone can enter the PV field. until and unless you should have some interest in that. You should be ready for the proper knowledge in the pharmacovigilance. What will happen? You should have the knowledge. What are the things which are going around? It is not we are considering the our particular drug safety job as one particular job. It is not such like that. It takes you to thousand next steps. It is the beginning.
Okay.
So there, it is not even beginning. It is just next to the beginning step. So there are many before there are many other steps, and then it will come to us. Then we have to push into some other level. Just for example, I can say if it is a pharmacovigilance is a 100% rate,
Okay.
we have already the people who have already finished 20 to 30%, and we will push that 30 to 50%. And there are many other people in the higher end. They will push that 50% to 100%.
Okay.
Hope you have got my point.
Yeah, I got it, sir. So, according to you, what are the important skills we should learn, like to work as a drug safety associate?
Skills based on the that there you will every training you will get in the PV field only. Like there will be a particular projects, and based on the client requirement, you will be having some conventions. They will be training you.
Okay.
So there are the skills, whatever it is there, you have to develop those things in while you are studying in B Farm or M Farm or Farm D. So that is the time where you have to develop your skills. Say it Excel sheet or Word document, or when you will be doing some presentation, poster presentation, something you will be doing, but you will go for some other person help. Can you do it for me? I mean, can you prepare that slide for me? No, never do that. You try for doing that, and it will definitely help you when you will join the any corporate field, because those are the primary things that will help you to work faster and be more productive than other people, those who have not have any experience in such things.
Okay. That's a very nice advice, sir. Can you explain how is the growth in this field, like stepwise, how long it takes, whether the growth is fast or medium, like that?
It completely depends on you, completely based on the individual. One person might not get any growth in the field, since he'll be more confused or confused in the life what he want to do. And for the particular people, it will be more beneficial. Beneficiary, like for example, a few people will jump after 1 year. After joining, they'll feel hectic and they'll leave the job in the initial days. So once, as per my particular understanding, when I joined initially, they were supposed to do for like 1 month training, but it went within the 2 to 3 weeks, since it was there was necessary for us to join the project very early. I mean the client.
Okay.
So we got logged in early. But for few people, they'll take 2 to 3 month training, and after that there will be a after training sessions there will be set of work schedules they will give you. Initially, the non-serious cases, or like I can just name few, but you won't understand such things. You'll get those things but I'll just briefly explain those things. There will be a hierarchy like from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4 in the learning phase. So it will take nearly 8 to 9 months to know the what we are doing in the project. It will take you nearly 8 to 9 months. So then after that you have to work. I mean that after that it will count as your personal experience, not the company experience. Company experience will be counting since from the beginning you have joined the company. But your own for personal growth, you have to consider that as your starting goal.
Okay.
So then you will learn. At least you should know that particular project or particular work, at least for minimum 8 to 9 months again. So it will count as nearly 1 year, 8 months, or nearly 2 years. You have to stick to one company or one project. Even you feel very hard as much as you can feel, but to learn something, you have to struggle.
Okay. So we need to gain experience
Then there are,
while working.
yes, gain experience. Yes. After that, you will have some experience. Then you will know the concept. What are they? What is the main concept which is there in this one? So you will eventually end up being more cautious about the things, and for the next growth. For example, any other company, for any
Okay.
for the financial year, your upward your knowledge skills. If you want to upgrade those things, so you will join the other company. To do that, you have to give again interview. So these experience will count when you are giving the interview.
Okay.
So initial interview will be your writing skill, your grammatical skill they will see. But in the next version, they will ask for your experience, what you have learned in these 2 years.
Okay.
You will be blind if you after 1 year, if you are shifting to another one, you will totally you are not aware about the things. But eventually you will be having some idea, but you are not sure. So there you will your growth will be reduced or your package will be reduced. So once you are confident about such things, so you will move into double. Just for my sake, like my example, it's been 2 year 3 months that I'm working as a drug safety associate. So next month I'll be joining another company. I mean, not next month, within couple of weeks now. So my package was normal compared to other people. It was not high, not like that. But once I got the experience, once I have cracked my interview, now my entire package doubled.
That's a good thing.
So yeah, just the experience and how you will speak and the confidence and the basic things. Be confident and before going to any interview, once they ask any questions to you, suddenly don't jump into the answer. Take a deep breath and take a pause. That pause will give you what you have to answer.
Okay.
How you have to frame your sentence. So then you can, confident. It will show your confidence as well. Once you take a small gap or small pause, so it will, your answer will be more productive and they will feel, more confident. Okay, this banda is having such confidence that he's not bluffing. So like that.
So finally, what pay scale a fresher with M.Pharm and PharmD degree can expect in this field? You can answer if you feel free to answer. It's not a compulsory question.
No, yeah. No, I can answer because since this is 2000. I don't know how people will watch this video. This is 2021 May. So in the next coming 2022, if someone is watching this video, they might be shocked. Like people were working for very less salary. So it is based on the companies you are choosing, based on the campus interview. It will come to your colleges. If you are going as a fresher in the outside, if you are applying, it will be very less. If the companies are coming into your colleges as a campus interview, it will be minimal. Majority it will be there, and few companies are there. Even if you apply from the outside, also they will give you more. Just for example, like how I have explained right now. If you apply outside after B.Pharm or M.Pharm, for B.Pharm it will be like 2.4 to 2.6.
Okay.
For M.Pharm it will be 2.8 to 3 package. So PharmD it will be 3 to 3.2. Nearly 3 M.Pharm same range. So if you are applying it to in the campus interview, for B.Pharm it will be more than 3. So for M.Pharm it will be more than 3.5.
Okay.
For PharmD also same thing, more than 3.5. If you are applying for the some reputed companies, and if you are able to impress them in the early stages, it might go into like 4 package for B.Pharm and 4.5 to nearly 5 to M.Pharm.
Okay.
And same thing to the PharmD as well. Completely depends on individual skills. You have to develop those things.
Okay.
That's not everyone is good at everything, but everyone is good at least one thing. So you have to look into your own concept, and you have to make yourself confident about that particular concept, and you can provide yourself in the interview.
Okay, sir. How to get job alerts?
Job alerts, you will be having seniors just like me. Seniors or there are many opportunities like LinkedIn, Naukri.com, and even through campus interviews it will be there. Most of the colleges right nowadays they used to come for campus interviews. Since it is a pandemic, now it is like most of the things are like only online virtual meetings. Yeah. Depends on how you will search. It is never. This is not just like a black hole, and you have to search everything. Everything is there in the internet. Naukri.com, LinkedIn. Nowadays in Canada apps applications also coming. Apna something blah 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 something. You will get everywhere.
Okay.
Just the thing is, we have to approach the right person, your senior or the experienced people. they will not lie to you because they have experienced the such things and how they have gone through those all things. Hope by this particular video will help the juniors, those who are coming into this field or any other interviews in the coming days.
So, how will be the campus interview? Do they only acquire toppers?
No, it's not like that. I'll not consider myself as topper since I was into many other concepts as well because even in BPharm I had got three other offers. Even there were three interviews came into campus interview came to our colleges. One Vocard, one was Nestle, and one was Mylan. So those three were particularly very good, and I was not a ranker or anything like that. It is just based on the individual skills. Even ranker might not get the particular job, and the last bencher can get. Like just not stick to the ranker or last bench student. It is strictly based on the individual skills.
Okay.
Even the last bencher cannot get the job. Even the first bencher can get. Based on the skills,
Okay.
based on the skills and based on how you confidently you will provide the things. Most of the people they will be not hesitant to speak in English in front of the first time in front of the any one person, but they have to develop. They have to speak with their friends. Nowadays chatting world, so they will learn. Eventually, they will end up talking some good things, and anyone can crack the interview. Just the confidence matters and the knowledge skills. Like
Okay.
you cannot bluff anything in front of the interviewer, and you should give the proper reason why you don't know that concept. Because one incident I will explain while my interview was taking. When they were taking, they had mistaken me as a pharmaceutics background MPharm. My one CV was into that one. So they asked me all the questions regarding the my PV field. I explained everything. Then they asked me about the Sutix, formulation questions. I was like I was not into this one. I was a pharmacy practice background person, but still I can answer this question. So because little did I know was after reading into BPharm, we have to know something about the formulations, drug doses, those things. So I little did try, and I said since I have not come across that particular concept, at least I can try that one. Oh, if you are interested, I can tell you that one.
Okay.
That shows your confidence.
So, importance of conferences, is it helpful?
Uh, now, what I can say, the concepts it's based on the university's skills. Few things will help you definitely because there are few people who will get inspiration, and there'll be more people who get inspired by the a few speakers comes from the better background. Like I little got inspired by CK Kokate. Like I had received some I was fortunate enough to get some prizes from them. CK Kokate, just like that. There are many speakers I have spoken with. I was very thrilled, and it is very good to interact with those people, and it will make you to realize such things. But apart from that, if any poster presentation things, you will develop the stage courage.
Okay.
That you will develop such things, so you can confidently talk and go and provide talk anything to the world. It is just talking with your own friend or something like that, except the other words. But you will confidently talk in front of the people. That's how the poster presentation skills. They will say it as a part of your course, but it will eventually develop your skills. It is made for that reason, but they will add it as a career opportunity like that. So you have to take that, and you have to do your own work. It is not like how you will work. Based on that, your skill will improve.
Okay. Then, what are your future career goals?
My future career goal right now is I wanted to do something in the clinical trial concept. Since I was very curious about phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, how that will happen in the real life. So we have already studied in the bookish K.D. Tripathi book or any other books. But my particular instinct is I want to experience the thing in practical way, not just by reading the documents and all. So my concept was that, but Fortunately, that will happen in the future, I guess. So that is my goal. That is my career concept. Right now, it is in the. I am going step by step. Since from the I'm going the declining order. Since from the regulatory to down back to the clinical trial. That is my goal right now. That's how
Okay,
I will plan my career.
very nice. Can you please speak about how to get succeeded in career growth in pharmacy?
Yeah, you can be successful even in the academic, even in the production team, manufacturing unit as well, even in the PV field, even in the laboratories settings. It is just based on never love your companies, love your profession, love your work. Once you are addicted to your work, or if you are start enjoying the things, you will eventually do better things. Like for example, in the school days, there might be a one game that you are not interested. Like just for example, consider it as a coco, that they are telling you to play coco, but you are interested in cricket. So once if you go into cricket ground, and you will be more energetic, and you will give your more, you will run faster. But when it comes to the coco time, you will end up getting out very early. It is just based on the interest. So if you are interested in the particular things, and if you based on the interest, skills, experience, you have to develop your skills as well. The more you learn, that there will be more competition as well. Because I'm M.Pharm now. I have finished 2 years, but right now those who are coming out of the master in pharmacy, they are more skillful than me now. Based on the
Okay.
internet facilities in the outside the world, they'll be knowing more about things. I might have some experience, but based on the skills, I mean the internet world, this internet world will be giving more opportunities to those people, and they'll be knowing more about the editing skills, the Excel sheets, Word documents. We might know a little bit, but they'll be advanced about such things in the future days. Those people are coming in the new. They'll be having some competition with us, but we will be having some competition with those people as well. So it is always a competition in this world, corporate world. So you have to be ready for the challenges at every day.
Okay. Sir, can you tell lastly few precautionary words to public on COVID infection prevention?
Yes, I have published a few videos already,
Okay.
regarding the COVID awareness and all.
Okay.
First and foremost, I can say as antibiotics, as per my project thing I am telling. Uh, People need to know more about the antibiotics. Just as a few doctors are providing it as a prophylaxis, as a precautionary, but people are not completing the courses just because of the side effect that is causing. Like for example, if you are thirsty, you can drink the water. If you are not thirsty, if you are still drinking water, your stomach will be filled. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So like just like that, if any infection is not there, just as a precaution, someone is taking the medication, so they will feel some nauseatic or any other irritation will start, but the people will stop taking those drugs in informing the people. So these are the main concern that according to my calculation, there were many deaths in our India from last 5 to 6 months.
Okay. Yeah.
1 year before, people have taken n number of antibiotics, and they have stopped n number of times. There was n number of antibiotic those antimicrobial resistant to the particular drugs. And the now, when they become serious, even if they flush the newer generation antibiotics also, that will not work on their bodies. So that's how they lost their lives. That is the one concept, and always necessary for mask. And this is just one mask. Before this, you wear one N95 mask, and after that, a normal surgical mask, which is just as a precautionary. People will say like there is no need of wearing N95 inside or outside. After the outside, you can wear, but the why to take risk on our life, and it will be cost effective if you wear N95 inside and surgical mask outside, because since you can change the surgical mask every day, just costs 10
Yeah.
rupees. So you can use it every day outside. If you are traveling or going outside, wear double mask, and have a proper diet and have the proper medications. That will, it will keep you safe. And if any doubt, you can reach out to us. We have started a COVID patient counseling as well program from our end. Our team is there, like nearly 50 members team.
Oh,
So
yes.
we will be providing the details about how to take the medications, what are the consultancies. Also, we will give free consultancy to the doctors. So if someone is having any issues, even if it is not 2021 right now, which video you are watching, so even if it's any day, you can reach out to us.
Okay. You can please subscribe our channel Pharma Tree, like, share our video, and it will be helpful if you share your Instagram ID, sir, because if any viewer has questions, they can contact you.
Sure. Definitely, I will be sharing that one. I'll be sharing my ID as well in this video link.
Actually, thank you, sir. We have gained a lot of knowledge and many new points, so that it will be benefit for us in our future career.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. It was,
Uh,
just it was long planned, but wanted to do this long
it
before.
was
But
pleasure speaking
anyhow,
to you,
that
sir.
happened. Thank you, same here. Thank you very much, Manasa. Thank you.
Guys, please subscribe our channel and support by sharing the video and press the like button. Please follow the Instagram handle of Mr. Amaresh Harapad. Please comment your queries and doubts on today's interview.